Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So today I am going to be making the cover, well, I'm going to start making the cover of my journal for the Wisteria Dreams Journal. I did sort of like give you a quick look to show you what I was doing the other day and cut out the actual pages. This is a dictionary, English dictionary, and it's really, really lovely. I'm loving the old cover and the sort of like worn bits on it. Which is great. So I'm going to be using this as my Wisteria journal cover. I'm going to just reinforce this spine a little bit because it's a little bit sort of delicate on here. Can you see it's just a little bit flimsy on these bits, but it's lovely. Got a little bit of paint on here. I did manage to scratch sort of like this one off, but I'm not really bothered too much about that. I'm going to cover this one up so you won't see it with the papers I'm putting on anyway. So I've got my coffee. Missed a cup of coffee this morning, so I've just got that with me today. So there we go. And look, this is my lovely resin tile, it could be a tile, my resin coaster that I made the other day. I'm loving them. So what I do have, I've got this, I've got some things ready, I've prepared some things. Actually, I might move my coffee out of the way because I'm a little clumsy, and that's not what we want, is it? Coffee all over my journal. Right, so I have cut this. This is a paper from my Grungy and Distress paper pack. So I'm putting that one on the front, the back I mean, and then this one on the front. So it's just going to be like that. So that's a really nice cover. And I've also cut a piece of chipboard. This is, I think this was 2.5 inches. Yeah, 2.5 inches, or just 6.25 centimeters by 22.5 centimeters, or just under 9 inches. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop these to the side because I think I'm going to put this in first. If you can see, I did clean this out because it was a bit grubby and dusty. It's got like a little flap on either end here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually stick this underneath that flap and stick it down. But it's a bit, you know, weak, should I say, in there. So what I'm going to do, I've stuck a piece of tape down here. That's what I was going to do. I'm going to stick a piece of tape down this side first, just a little bit, just to reinforce this bit before I stick anything in. Doesn't have to be sort of like the full length. I'm just using some craft tape. So I'm going to just take half. Oh, that's a dreadful bit of tearing. Look at that. Oh, actually I could probably use that anyway. Just pop that. This is going to be covered up, so we're not going to see it. Pop that down. I'm going to pull it so that's quite taut, so I can get right in there, and that on there. So just to reinforce that a little bit. I'm going to put some fabric over this bit anyway. When I've stuck these down and pop this on, I think I'll either sew my signatures into a piece of fabric and pop it on top of here. Now, should I cover this, do you think? I'm not sure. We shall see. But what I do want to do, just pop a little bit of this inside here, if I can. Just a little bit, poke a little bit of, just not quite high enough. Just pop that inside. Just like that. There we go. Perfect. So you can just see it's just a little bit better. Let's just pop a little bit up there. Doesn't need to be a huge amount, but just a little bit of tape inside. Oh, we had big storms last night, thunder and lightning. It was wonderful, but today is so humid. Whew, it's a roaster. Well, it's cloudy, but it's so humid, and the humidity is awful, isn't it? But whew, complaining. I'm always complaining about the weather. Too hot or too cold. Okay, fab. Now let's put it up the right way. do think I should cover this. I'm not quite sure whether we're going to actually see it anyway. I want to put that inside. It's quite nice having this little bit of fabric tucked in there, so that tucks in there really, really nicely. I've left it so we've got like a little gap here, and we've got like a little gap here, so it will obviously close up like that. Alright, so I'm going to stick this down with, I've got some Mod Podge today. I haven't used Mod Podge but got a long time, but I'm going to use some Mod Podge because I'm going to stick Mod Podge down on there as well to stick this on. Let's just pop that in. I don't want a huge amount, I don't want it to be oozing everywhere. Let's go right in there like that. Tuck that in. See if we can get under there. Okay. Put this in. Did I put any on there? Let me just see if I can just stick a little bit under there like that. Pop that in. Tuck that in like that. There we go. Is that it? Make sure we are level and these will sort of like fold up nicely. That's perfect. Stick that down. There we go. So that's in there nicely. I'm going to just flip this over. Where's my little tool? There we go. Can you see it's just ripping a little bit there? It's so delicate, but I think that glue should stick it down nicely. Okay, that's that bit reinforced like that. Now I might pop a little bit of tape down either side again. I'm going to leave that glue open there because I will use that for the end pages as well to glue those on, but I'm going to pop a little bit of, gosh, tape stuck everywhere. Stick this down just like a little bit over here. Do I want that? Don't think I want it to go right over that end bit, just in case I want to see that. I'm not quite sure yet. Let's just make sure. Trim that bit off. Gosh, get rid of all these little sticky bits. Let's go down in there. Oops, make sure that's going to go down. There we go. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Then another bit on this side. It's just reinforcing. You can put all sorts of things down there along here, but I think just a little bit of this craft tape should work, and plus I'll have a little bit of fabric on there as well. So let's just pop that there, chop that off. Chop that a little bit, just a little bit. Take those again, the same. I just want to go down this little bit here, just so that we can open and close the book properly. Fabulous. There we go. Is that going to work? Super, super duper. Okay, I think it's run this way because I want that as the front. Oh yeah, that's so much better, isn't it? Look at that, that's so much better. Lovely. Now I've got my two little bits here which I will put on. It could not really matter which way. Let's put my tape away. Don't need that, but this can go along like that. And then, not sure what piece of fabric, but I will have a piece of fabric or something that will cover those pieces up, that will cover this up anyway. So yes, let's just glue these on. Let's get my Mod Podge. Let's pop some of this on here. This is the easiest way. I forgot that I had Mod Podge in there. But it's easier to put it on with a little scraper or a brush, especially if you're doing a sort of biggish piece. There we go. I don't want to ooze out everywhere. Pop this down. Done it so it's just got like a little gap around the edge, the top and the bottom, like that. There we go. Squeeze that. Just get my little tool. You can use anything. I do even have this little scraper, which you can do. You can use a credit card. You can do anything that you've got. Amazon cards, anything that you don't need anymore, just to make sure that that's nice and flat and there's no bubbles in there. Okay. You can also, obviously, you could have popped a bit of fabric on here if you wanted a fabric cover, but I just wanted just a nice little plain cover, because then I can stick pockets or anything on there as well. Let's do this side. Pop this down. There we go. Whoops. Again, I found my Mod Podge right in the back of my shelf as I'm sort of sorting bits and pieces out. So I need to put all of my sort of glues and things together, which I haven't done. Well, I did in the very beginning, and then they all go all over the place, don't they? They end up everywhere. Okay, let's make sure we've lined this up nicely. There we go. Perfect. Make sure I've got enough glue in there. Squash that down. I've got some bits ready for the front of the cover as well. That's got a big bubble in there. We don't want that, do we? Pull that down. Is that gone? Big bubble's gone. Let me use this one. There we go. That's it. Perfect. No bubble on there. Make sure the edges are all down. Oops, am I wobbling the table? Okay, fabulous. Right. Super duper. That feels so much stronger. That feels so much better. Let's just pop the lid on that, or pop that in some water in a minute. Don't think there's any bubbles on there. Lovely. Okay guys, so that's the middle bit. Now what I would like to do, this is going to obviously be the front cover, and this is the picture. This is the one that I wanted for the front. So what I've done, I've already inked them up. I've sort of like distressed the edge a little bit, inked that up. This piece of paper is from the Shabby shades of purple, which works beautifully, and this is the same as the end pages, which is from my Grungy paper pack, Grungy and Distress paper pack. So that fits on there, fab. Now I'm going to have this bit at the bottom, because what I did, I'm going to have Wisteria Dreams at the top. Now as I've inked this one, I've used different inks around the edge. I've used my selection here that I have. I've used the shaded lilac, and I used the Seedless Preserve. And I think I might have used the ice spruce as well on there, but just so it gives it a little bit of colour around the outside, not just one colour. And on this bit, I'm adding a little bit. I just wanted to show you, I didn't stick that on. I've got the, you can use any paper, but this is just a piece of the Shabby Shades of Purple paper. And then I've just sewn some of my tulle around there. So you can see, I've just sewn one piece one way, one piece the other. And then I'm going to sew that on top. And then that piece is going to sit like that. Not sure whether I want this piece sticking out so much, but I can always cut that off or sort of stick it down. Now I did want to add a little bit to this as well, just so we've got a little bit of something popping out the side like this. But I could do with, actually I could do with sort of like a lighter piece on this as well. I don't want to put too much, but just a little bit. That's going to go on here, so I might cut, I think it's going to be too much if I put the whole thing on. Just going to cut a little random bit like this, do you know what I mean? So I just want to take that and just stick a little bit poking out. Doesn't necessarily have to be for the whole thing. I just want it sort of like tucked in, little bits tucked in here and there. I've got a darker piece. I did have some lighter ones which I think would work in here as well. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just gonna pop a little bit. I will have to go to my sewing machine and just randomly sew these to each, the back of each one. So that would go on there. Take another just little slice. I will obviously sew these on a little bit better. Do you know what I mean? So that will just tuck in there. And then another piece of this. Just randomly cut. And then I can just pop that in there. Like that, so it's sort of laid up. Right, 2 seconds. I'm going to see if I got some lighter stuff. Okay, perfect. I knew I had some lighter one. Let's just move this down a little bit, make sure I'm in view. This is lovely. This is a lot thinner. Actually, that would look quite nice on there, wouldn't it? So I think I'm going to use a little bit of this as well. Let me just cut a little section down. Very random. Loving that. That I'm just going to stick on there, and then I'm just going to have some little pieces that come out like this. I think that looks really pretty, doesn't it? So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pop to my sewing machine. Shall I have any creamy stuff on this one? Shall we have a little bit? Do you think it'll be... No, I don't really need it on that one. I think it'll be over the top. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get a little bit. I'm going to just get a little bit of 3-in-1 actually. Just stick a little bit down through the middle and pop this on. Now I need to line that up. Just stick that in the middle like that, and then that's to hold it in place. And then I'm going to go around on the sewing machine. I'm just going to go, oops, I've got glue coming off there, little strings of glue. Just going to go around the outside of this. So that's that one. Put the lid on so it doesn't ooze out. This one I think I'm just going to wrinkle up and sew. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm just going to wrinkle it up and sew it, but I'm going to sew each layer on here, and then I will show you each layer as I've sewn it, because my sewing machine is behind me. So I'll show you each layer before I glue it on and sew around it. So I will be back 2 seconds. Okay, so what I have done, if you can see here, I've just got a little bit of ruffles here, a little bit there and there. I've actually mixed the creamy one in with one of the sort of like the darker pink or the sort of like purple, and you can see there I've just done a little line of sewing just down through there. So I've done that. That's the bottom one, and then on the top one I've sort of ruffled in between where I didn't do on the bottom one. So I've got a little bit there, a little bit at the top, and then I've got a little bit of cream at the side, so you can see just where I've sewn on there. So what I will do, I will stick that down. Obviously I haven't put anything on the top one, and that's just going to stick on there like that. Now I've tried to sew so it doesn't show on the outside, Josh, I mean, so little bit there, but that's okay. But I think that will look really, really pretty. And then we've got a little bit of Wisteria Dreams. Now, if I find these are going to be too long, I can always sort of like cut them down. So I'm not really too bothered about that. So what I'm going to do, I've already stuck that down. I'm going to add a little bit of glue to here. So what shall I do? I think I might just use a little bit of tacky glue on here. Just to hold it down. And I'm going to just sew around all of it. Now I think I might just chop just a little bit of that off because I don't need all of that on there. Stick that down, make sure we are sort of even around the outside. Just, oopsie, wibbly wobbly. Stick that down. So I will sew around here, but I'm going to just sew it on the bits which I haven't popped the ruffles on. Do you know what I mean? And I might even do unless I just put this one on and sew around the whole thing. Oh no, because I want a stitch line. No, I think I will stitch all the way down through there. Don't want to see the stitch marks through here. How shall I do that? What I might do then is, I think I might just stitch around the top one. So then I'm not going to have lots of stitching everywhere. And then it will look quite tidy, won't it? So I think I'll stick this one down. I'm going to stick that and just sew around the top one. I think that will make it look tidier. Then I haven't, if I go wibbly wobbly, it will make it go a bit offset, won't it? That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to sew the top one, and then it will catch. I'm not too worried about bits flipping up because I might even tuck something else in there, and I can always add a little bit of glue afterwards. So it's not the end of the world, Josh, I mean, we can always glue it down a little bit better. Let's pop some glue on here. Make sure we are in the right place. Like that. That's pretty straight, I think. Then what I will do, I will just go around. I think I'll just go around with just a little straight stitch on there, just the top one, and then that will catch all of those. Then that will catch it right down, so that will be fine. And then I don't think I'm going to stick that on yet, but now I've done that. I think because I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to do the closure. But I think, let's put those there. I think maybe I'll have a little, I've got one of my little knobbly things, which I can pop a little bit of elastic over the top of that, I think, instead of tying it, unless I tie it. I might actually try, I'll see, that will be for another day anyway. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just sew around both of these and see where we are. All right, 2 seconds. Okay, so that has come out absolutely gorgeous. I love it. And that stuck them all down. So it's just gone around the outside like that. No, I mean on the inside one. That just looks beautiful, doesn't it? And then I'm going to pop that one at the top. Maybe I will trim that down just a little bit. Or maybe not. Maybe not, but I love it. I'm going to leave that like that. Now, for the spine, oh no, I know what I was going to do, what I was thinking. I've got these butterfly wings, so I'm going to show you, got an idea for those. I've got these 2 little brads here, which I was just thinking of popping through there to give it a little bit of a blingy bit. What do you think? They'd look quite nice, wouldn't they? So what I would need to do is my little hole punch. Right, if this doesn't work out, I can always make another one. It's not the end of the world. So I'm going to just punch through that, like that, just enough so I've got, gosh, it's blowing a hoolie outside. Then I'm going to pop a little one through there. Where's my scissors? Real storms we've got. Very summer stormy weather today. Right, let's pop these beautiful, these are crystal ones, which I've had for donkey's years. I really would like to get some more because they're so pretty. All these things I've had for years, and then you hoard them, don't you? Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. Pop that through there. I didn't have any sort of purpley pink ones, so I thought blue, these beautiful blue would look lovely, wouldn't they? Look at that, isn't that gorgeous? There we go. I like the contrast between the old distressed book and the little fluffy bits. I think that looks really nice, doesn't it? Now, as well, this bit I wanted to cover up. So I've got some butterfly wings, which I am thinking I might actually make some resin wings. These are lovely. I might actually cover these in some UV resin, and then just make like a little butterfly embellishment to go over this one. I've got this one, but this one's a little bit too dark, I think. These are my butterfly wings. I've got a digital for that, but I'm just thinking that would look really nice. I also have, I'm not sure whether to put something down first. We will see, but I'm going to make, I think, some little resin butterfly wings out of these to go on there, which is another thought. And then for the inside, let's just pop these. I've got this, but I don't think that's going to be big enough, is it? It's not quite wide enough. Not really, but I've got some more of this which I can actually make wider. So that's nice. So I might pop a piece. I'll have a think, because whether I'm going to sew into the journal, and I'm going to have to stick it on, because I don't want to make holes through this. I don't want to see holes through this. I want it to be a hidden, sort of like a hidden spine in there, because I'm liking that. So, oopsie daisy. So I will do that. So that's the start of our cover. Yes, I think we'll have something like that. Unless, or actually, maybe I will dye some of this. I've got some more of this, and I can dye it, can't I? We'll leave it like that. We don't want to, we don't overdo it in the purple, but I think that will look quite nice. Yes, I'm going to get some more of this and do that. So there we go, guys. There's a start on our journal cover. So now I know. So these are the 3 signatures. Oh gosh, that are going in. So we've got lots and lots of room to fill them up, haven't we? Which is fabulous. And then I can have some dingly danglies coming from the side. So there we go, guys. That's our lovely start to our journal cover. And I think that's going to look really, really pretty. And I might even add a few little butterflies inside this journal, because I think these are beautiful, aren't they? Or we could put, oh, I think I might make a couple of resin butterflies. I've got my other butterflies as well that I can use, the rainbow of butterflies, but that one looks really nice, because I might make like a beady body on there to pop on there. Looks gorgeous. Okay, guys, well, that's it for today. I will carry on. I will get some resin wings done. Might have to put something on the back. Might have to print a colour on the back or something. We shall see. And get those done. And once I figured it out, I will do a video on it. Alright guys, well thank you so much for joining me. Have a fab rest of the day. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon. Alright guys, bye bye.